Danny Green stinking it up.
Are we here?
All right. Welcome to another episode of the the Uncensored Philly Sports Podcast. You can catch us on YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, uh, iTunes. Is that everything?
Yep.
Well, we here after another Sixers game. Yeah, I mean they got the win, but it's the same issues and same problems showing their face again.
Yep.
The Sixers need somebody. They need a floor general for the end of games. They once again they had a big lead. The bench couldn't hold it down, and then when the starters came back in, it was like a rudderless, captainless ship. Nobody was running it. So, I mean, Shake was back. It was nice to see Shake back. I thought Shake had a decent game. Maxey played well, but we have no point guard to handle the ball down the stretch of a tight game, or when the pressure starts tightening up. Nobody's handling the rock. I don't want Embiid bringing the ball up. I don't want Tobias bringing it up. We need a point guard.
Yeah, I see the same things I've seen last year. Same exact things. It was an entertaining game. They did what they're supposed to do. They came in and they beat a winless Detroit team. But the fact that they had to struggle down the stretch is not shocking to me, because we had a big lead. They went 7 minutes without a field goal. And it's like you said, it's because we don't have a closer and we don't have a point guard. You got to have one or the other. Like even when Jimmy was here, he wasn't a point guard, but he was a closer. And because he was a closer, he was able to. He didn't mind having the ball in your hand. The game tell you what you is, and unfortunately, the game is telling us that we need something else besides what we have to be to really be a threat. Because if we was playing any other team, we would have lost this game.
I agree. I think that we don't have the answer on our roster, whether it's sitting home, getting a mental health day or whatever else. We don't have the answer on our roster, because as much as I think Ben Simmons can be those things for you, he's proven to be he's proven not to have that tough mental capability that it needs down the stretch to be the floor general. And honestly, this is my biggest problem with Ben Simmons. That was my biggest problem with Ben Simmons. I honestly think that if he developed a free throw, he would be able to do that more. But he's not the answer either, because he didn't do it. That's why we went through this last year, because he was the point guard and he proved himself to not want to touch the ball down the stretch. So we need a hands-on point guard, or somebody that can control everybody and direct everybody else down the stretch.
These boys. It says a lot to me when Tobias is. I think if I'm trying to make a trade, I don't know if you could trade him because his contract, he got 3 years left on his deal, but he's not giving me anything that I need down the stretch. They all get tight. All of them get real tight, like they almost like scared. And I mean, are you blaming Doc? Like some people are questioning Doc's coaching and his substitution patterns.
But I don't honestly. To me, that's not it. It's the players. All right, that's like when they put the Sixers back in, when they put the starters back in, right? So then they coming down and they running the play, and B's at the 3-point line screaming for the ball. Maxey's coming up the court. Maxey ignores him, throws it clean across court to Tobias, which he should have, because Embiid shouldn't have been up there. So then Tobias gets the ball, and B's still at the 3-point line, still waiting around at the 3-point line. And then Tobias goes to drive. He gets trapped and shut. He kicks it, and B shoots a 3 and miss. But then the very next possession, and B comes down to the post, and he gets a foul call. Get down in the box.
I know.
About that last week, and B wanted to be a guard.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's man. Y'all like Shake back? It was Detroit. Did we miss Shake?
I mean, I honestly, at a certain point, I was like, well, put Shake back in the game, because, and ho, I got to address this. Can we please be done with the Danny Green experience?
I know, right?
Over again.
Like that last year too. Remember, he had like a 0 for 10, 0 for 12 streak. That's Danny. That's what he do.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, all right. And guess what? If he's going over for that night, and that's one of them nights he off, sit him down. He had some wide open looks missing, like sitting down, like put somebody else in the game, put Niang back in, put Court in, put somebody else in that's going to at least shoot if they get the open shot and hit it.
Y'all want us to blow Detroit out by more, but y'all, it was a win's a win, right? That's how we feel. B had 30. He's trying to get back into the groove, but we just have it as a win's a win. I kind of want to blow Detroit doors off, but
I mean, we were blowing their doors off. We were up by 20 almost. I think it was 18. And then all of a sudden.
Oh, no. We were up 20 something. They went on like a 16-1 run. And it was still like it still was like a 17-point game, a 7-point game.
So we need a closer. We do.
But see, I don't. That's what I see constantly with these doc teams. With teams, I mean, listen, they're gonna make a run as the NBA, but it just seems like it's constant. I don't know. I could be nitpicking.
I mean, Doc should get some responsibility for it too. I agree with that. But my thing is, like, when I'm sitting here and I'm looking at this team, bro, like it's ridiculous how it's nobody, Seth. Nobody can step up. You have nobody that steps up. Even when they try, like even when Embiid try to step up and take the big shot, it's that number. It looks forced. Like it don't look like it's. I don't want him nowhere near the outside in a game like that. Get down in the box and go to work. And the Sixers need a point guard that comes out there, a veteran point guard. And this is what I kind of was hoping George Hill could be in the playoffs, like that veteran point guard that can at least play point guard and had command respect from the players and be like, listen, you over there, you there. But they don't have that.
No.
Not for Maxey, too young.
Yeah.
We might have to go with the John Wall experiment, man. To be honest with you.
That's why I said I'm all right with that.
We need a point guard in the worst way.
You don't.
Yes, we do.
Would John Wall make you a championship caliber team?
No, Ben won't.
Will John Wall? Will he?
I think he will just as much. I think it was just as much. Honestly, I think John Wall might. John Wall don't have to be. Listen. As skill set, I'm not like other people that think Ben is complete trash. I think Ben Simmons' skill set can be used, and you can win. I thought the Sixers could win with Ben's skill set. But when you disappear down the stretch, I need a killer down the stretch at that point guard. I need somebody down the point guard that's like, we gonna do this, and I need that a quarterback down the stretch of the game. That's what I need. And Ben's not it.
What has John Wall done?
My whole thing with Ben is, will we win maybe some more games in the regular season with him? Maybe. But in the playoffs, it's gonna be the same thing, second round exit. You know, so we in order to get past that, we got to get past Ben because we know he's not going to change his game. He's not going to shoot.
But but what you're saying is what you're seeing now is you're seeing the same thing with Ben. So is the problem Ben, or is it the players that's already on the team? Or is it the problem because
I'm not seeing the same thing because Maxey's still growing and with the Maxey experiment still.
Well, they went on the.
Well, I'm telling you, it is the same thing, and you know why it's the same thing? Because the big problem for me, the big problem with Ben Simmons was he disappeared down the stretch. Not that he missed shots, but he ran from it. That's what you cannot do as the point guard. You're the floor general. You can't run from it. That's my and that's why. And you've known I've said this about Ben for years. I feel like if he shoots a free throw, I think that it's all mental with him with that. If he can shoot the free throw, I think he's more aggressive and he attacks the basket more because he feel like he hit the free throw. But he don't want to work on it. He don't feel the need to work on that stuff. But if he hits a free throw, to me, that opens up all the aggression on him offensively.
But you're getting the same results with them on the team and without the team. Like the team today, they went on a 19-3 run in the game. Those are the same things that happened when he was with us. 19.
Right, because he was with us, but he wasn't with us.
But you were blaming him then. Who are you blaming now?
I just told you. Go ahead, Ethan.
I kind of agree with Herbert a little bit as far as he said Max can do it. Joe and Toby won't let him run the offense. That's the problem with having somebody like Joel Embiid, who's a superstar. Knows he's a superstar and thinks he's a superstar. When he demands the ball, he expects you to give it to him, no matter who he is. We need a point guard that can make him get in his spot that he's supposed to be on the court.
Is Isaiah Thomas a point guard?
Nah, bro.
But remember I said you need either a score, you need a finisher.
You need like a John Wall. You need a floor general. that can demand that respect. Like you go here, you know what I mean? So it's
Yeah, and he don't have to
Maxie
be.
can't
He
do it
don't.
because they
Yeah,
teaching Maxie how to play.
yeah. But that's what. And Tim, this is the point I keep trying to make with you about Ben Simmons. I didn't rip Ben Simmons for what he does on the court. I ripped him for not being there. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter of you saying they're doing the same thing as when Ben was here. That's because when Ben was here, he was not here. He checked out mentally because he was afraid. So of course you get the same in the games when Ben Simmons was feeling comfortable and we was in Washington, we was winning in the
Yeah.
Let me ask
beginning
you this
against
though.
Atlanta. We was winning, but when he got shook and disappeared, that then he wasn't there.
I'm gonna tell you why I blame Doc a little bit. Because we run the same offense with Ben Simmons, and that Maxie's doing the same thing Ben's doing. He's running to the dunk, he's going to the dunker spot and stuff like that. Do y'all know that? It was actually on the radio. Tom McGinnis had an interview with Danny Green, and Danny Green was saying the exact same thing. He said Maxie got to do the same stuff Ben was doing, like going to the dunker spot and things like that, post playing in dunker spot. Why is Maxie playing in dunker spot?
I
Yeah.
haven't paid attention to that. I'll have to watch that to see. I
Well,
haven't
this,
seen.
this is what Danny Green talked about at halftime.
And I don't want to hear nothing from Danny Green right now. All of a sudden now he
my
want to
thing
coach.
is,
Tell him to play.
my thing is, a coach has to play to his players' strengths, right? Ben was in the dunker spot. Why? Because that was his strength, right? So why is Maxie going to dunker spot?
Yeah.
That's not Maxie's strength.
I agree.
So Doc to me needs to. Is he still playing his offense because he's looking for Ben to come back? To me, he needs to adjust the offense to help play to Maxie's strengths. Get the best out of Maxie for this offense because he looks like he should be our second, or at least third option on this team. So I think Doc needs to sit down and do some little adjustment with the way the offense.
Yeah, they got to decide what they're going to do. Are you going to still? Are you still thinking you bringing Ben Simmons in here and you trying to have everybody comfortable with running that offense the way that you run it with Ben Simmons, or do you have to look at the reality that he doesn't want to be here?
Well, we don't know what's the latest on him. He may want to be here now. Who knows?
He don't want to be here. He'd be here if he want to be here.
No, I mean, he may be getting his mind together.
What makes you think? Listen, I know you smoking the hopium, but all I'm saying is I would love for that to happen. In all honesty, if he came back, if Ben Simmons came back and he starts saying the right things, like, you know what, I just was feeling in my feelings, like I got my mind right, I'm straight, and he's hitting some free throws. I'd love to have Ben Simmons back, but I don't see that happening. It's too many times he done pulled the rug. Well, remember Charlie Brown and the girl used to pull the football from him every time he go to kick it. That's what Ben Simmons does every year. He sit there and wait, and as soon as you get excited, whoop, nope, you're not getting that now.
He's doing that to y'all. I said he ain't doing that to me no more. I made up my mind. Y'all kept falling for it.
No, well, first of all, I still
football every time.
I still feel as though this year was historic the way he ran from the ball. I don't think that he did like that.
This was different.
This was historic the way he and you see the aftermath now, like where he's talking about he's mentally frazzled. Like he really was shook. What'd you say?
We'll talk about you told me back the camera up a little bit.
I wasn't gonna say nothing, but
it felt like it was like your driver's license photo.
How you do that, John? Like,
like the old lady, like, how you work this Twitter?
I was waiting for him to mute himself. You know, you gotta unmute.
No,
but no, man.
Overall, Maxie did some good things. He had 2 big 3-pointers in the game. He was finishing at the hole, so he was doing things. To me, keep doing that, young boy. Do it towards the end of the game, though, when we need them points. Joel might have to take a back seat because it appears that he's not as clutch as we think Joel could.
I mean, he hit the clutch shot. He hit the dagger.
He hit the dagger, but come on.
I'm trolling.
We went 7. Think about it. We went 7 full minutes of court play of no field goals whatsoever. They went on a They went on a 19-3 run. 19-3. You talking about the Detroit Pistons, not Golden State. They went on 19-3.
But you know what? I gotta give y'all credit because I think especially y'all two was the ones been bringing out since last year. Doc with this all bench rotation. I'm not as bad with that. That don't bother me as much in the first half. But down the end of the game, you have all your starters sitting there on the bench, and then you bring them all in cold. So he's bringing them up like he made that whole switch. You brought the whole squad in cold, so now they got to warm up. At least if you put them in there like in increments or whatever, let them start getting in the flow, and then that way you don't have like you bring Tobias in first and let Tobias start getting in the run. Then by the time you bring Bede and Maxi in there, or bring Maxi in first, you get them warmed up, so then they could get everybody else in the flow. He just bringing everybody in cold, and I y'all been saying that, and that especially doesn't work down the stretch, in my opinion.
Not all bench lineup, especially apparently that's what got us in trouble. They got us in a lot of trouble just doctoring that lineup. But we came back with a win. We did what we supposed to do. I felt we was gonna win this game, but I knew we was playing any other team, we would have lost. Any other team.
I mean, Detroit was hitting threes. They don't usually shoot like that. I mean, first I ain't gonna hold you. They was lighting it up for a sec. During that run, they was not missing. I don't even know who half them Bulls was.
The more we play, the more the lower the seeding. I think this team's gonna get. We might be in the playing game.
We ain't gonna be in no playing game. We still a good team, especially when Ben gets back. We're gonna be rolling.
My point, dang, man, these other teams got better, man. I don't like it.
No, I gotta give Chicago is very much Chicago, Miami, Bucks.
Ain't the Bulls getting beat by the Knicks tonight, or the Knicks or the Bulls came back?
Well, the Knicks and Bulls is two teams we won't beat in 7, so that's neither here nor there.
I don't necessarily agree with that. Depending on what our roster look like when we get there, I don't think that this the roster we going in with. We have to get another point on.
We can't forecast. We got to play on what we got right now. Right now in 7, we not beating either one.
Well, I don't think that we gonna be with this squad right now, though. Either you gonna have Ben Simmons or you gonna have somebody that you traded for Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
Because if you want to do all that, Maury is saying 4 years.
Okay.
4 years. So right now, according to Maury, Ben's gonna be home somewhere.
I mean, y'all gotta remember these are the dogs.
So let me ask you this then. So you think the Nets is done for this year then?
Who knows? If Harden has to learn how to play under this new, I love how he runs the game.
So as it is right now, then you say the Nets not making the playoffs.
Let me ask you this: is there more of a chance for Kyrie to come back?
No. You said as it is right now, the Sixers looking for a play-in. So as it is right now, are the Nets looking to not make the playoffs?
No. Sixers are. If I was to choose between the Sixers making the playoffs and the Nets, I'm choosing the Nets making the playoffs. The Sixers.
As is, the Nets ain't making the playoffs. Not without Kyrie coming into play, and with Harden hamstring, they ain't.
Well, Kevin Durant said today that the team misses Kyrie, and obviously they really do. You think the Knicks is gonna change their little, or not the Knicks, but you think Brooklyn's gonna change their little?
It ain't. It's not them. It's the government. It's not the team's choice.
They're keeping Kyrie away from the entire team.
Yeah, they said he could just play road games.
Yeah, he can play road games if he wants to. You think they're gonna change up a little bit? Because I would.
They might.
If KD stays up, they going.
But is Kyrie going to want to do that? Is Kyrie going to want to do that? Is Kyrie going to feel some power?
He's under contract.
Yeah, Kyrie want to play.
So is Ben Simmons. We see how that worked.
Ben Simmons don't. It's different. Ben Simmons don't want to play for this team.
How you know Kyrie still want to right now? He might feel disrespected for all the stuff they done did to him. I don't know. Nowadays, I don't know, and I'm not putting that on Kyrie to be like Ben Simmons type sensitive, but Kyrie, you know what I'm saying? Kyrie, you know, after he done woke up the last couple of years, you know what I'm saying? He move a little bit different now, and I'm not mad at him for how he moves. I'm just saying I don't know how he feels about the organization for how they handle the situation.
New York and Chicago is an 8-point game with 9 minutes left in the fourth.
Who's up? New York?
New York's still up. Hey, y'all out there, y'all hit that like button. We got 30 people watching. At least get that to 15 if we can get half. But as far as Kyrie, I think they're gonna make changes. I almost guarantee you, because if Kevin is mad right now, he's a little upset, and so he's
mad at Kyrie though. He's mad at Kyrie.
I don't think he's mad at Kyrie.
I don't think he's mad.
Can't be mad at a man for their decision.
Then who's he mad at then?
Probably the Nets for not letting him play at all. They not letting him play at all or practice with the team.
But it ain't. I mean, that's a tough situation. There's nothing you can do if this is the government mandate. You know what I mean?
It's ridiculous
to me.
State. It's the city.
Yeah, that's the government, Tim.
I mean, it's not the U.S.
That's the local government.
It's their
That's the
local
local government.
government.
If
But
he
it's
was
still the
there in
government.
Philly, he'd be. If
But
he was in
you
Philly,
know,
he'd be
you know
quiet.
what I think Brooklyn. You know that I think who they really miss. I think they missed Mike D'Antoni running that offense because I don't think not Jason Kidd. What's the boy name?
Nash.
Nash. He's not a good coach.
You know what
So
they missed? They missed the refs calling them fouls like they called last year. That's what they missed.
they
That's
missed
what
that
Hard
too.
misses. That's
Well,
what Hard misses.
I think honestly, I think Harden's hamstring still bother him. He don't like. Remember when we watched the first game and we was talking about how he looked like he was like disinterested and stuff. I know me and Tim was talking about that. How he looked like he was like kind of like going through the motions. I think his hand. He's older, and when when you get them hamstrings, I know when I had mine bother me even when I was in my mid-30s. Like them Jones, you be feeling all right. Like you done rested up and did everything else. All you need is that one tweak, and then you know what I'm saying, and it gets in your head. So
but
I
he
I
did
think that's
say
bothering him.
he said he spent the whole summer just trained, like resting, like not doing
Mm-hmm,
nothing. So right now he's trying
mm-hmm.
to play himself back into shape, but he just let the hamstring heal. So he just might not be ready yet. I mean, I wouldn't
But I'm
count
saying
anything.
that's a mental.
I'm telling you,
It's a mental thing to that too, though. Sometimes, my fact, my fault. Go ahead.
October,
the game.
November.
I think it's more about him. Remember, he played his hamstring. He still got buckets. I think it's more about him trying to play to the fouls and not getting them like he did last year.
No, he
The
wasn't
refs
playing
were
with the
getting
hamstring and got buckets. He stopped.
got his
He didn't play
buckets.
with the hamstring. And then when he came back in to play, and he blew that joint out again, and then he was done for good. So he wasn't really playing with the hamstring. Like, and even when he did, remember he wasn't balling like that. And then the second that he started trying to ball, that joint got blown out. So that's what I'm saying about the mental part of it. Like even if it's physically healed, I, I like y'all just said. He said he's trying to work his way back into shape and stuff. I think that hamstring is still in the back of his mind too. In addition to the stuff you talking about, like with the calls and everything else.
And Curse Classic, I agree with you. If Ben was playing, we probably would be 5-0 right now. And here's the thing: like in the beginning of the season, everybody's usually not sharp offensively, but Ben's defense never took an L. He didn't say all of a sudden stop playing defense. He struggled offensively staying in the game, but defensively, just his impact on defense, it affects everybody else because everybody else is playing hard and they playing those lanes and everything. They especially who's Thibault. He plays well and he plays off Ben on defense. So say what you want about offense. I totally agree with you. He ain't that bull for our offensive game down, especially down the stretch. That ain't him. But defensively, he always stayed with it, and the team itself stayed with it. It made Joel's game a lot easier for him. So I think we do miss him. I do.
I'm not. I mean, I
He
agree
made
they do
Joel
miss.
game easier against Atlanta.
Yeah.
Joel averaged 30 a game. He made it easier until the fourth quarters when he disappeared. that's
Joel,
my
Joel,
that's
Joel,
my
Joel had
listen.
7 turnovers too. So did he make Joel game easier?
Right, that's what I'm saying. Toward the end of the game when he disappeared, the parts of the game when he disappeared and Joel had the ball in his hands. That's why I'm saying if Ben Simmons is playing the way that he can play and the way that he does play in the regular season, I don't care about 12, 7, and 7. That's fine with me if with the defense. Would I want more? Yes, but I think that they could win with that. I think they could win with Ben averaging those numbers. Well, I'll say 14, 7, and 7. I think they could win with him playing that way. But when you are the primary ball handler on the team, and with the team last year, when Ben Simmons came out of the game, their bench used to fall apart because they had no point guard. That was the whole reason they needed to go get George Hill. So now you don't have him in there at all. You suffering at the point guard position.
But I gotta put that on Maury and I gotta put that on Doc. They are paid a lot of money to go out there and find closers and find point guards. Why they can't bring in somebody that they know can handle the ball down the stretch down?
Because right now you're paying Ben Simmons 125 million to be that person.
But you also playing a lot of other boys to do certain things that they're not doing.
And guess what? And the other ones are doing theirs for the most part too. But Ben
Why does
Simmons
Wayne
is
keep Wayne? Why do you keep going back to we can win with Ben Simmons doing 12, 7, and 7 when he proved to us time and time again we can't?
because I don't think that he proved it at that. Because when he was playing 12-7, was he putting in 12-7 and 7 in the last 3 games of that series? No, he had like 8, 9, and 8, and he ran from the ball. So that's what I'm saying. When he was playing 12, when he was playing the 14, 7, and 7, we were winning. We were winning.
Yeah.
I told you, I've been telling you this since last year. Regular season Ben, man, playoff Ben even worse. Stop with this. He's going to be the same Ben in every playoff. He's not going to change. Stop.
Up until the last
Stop
three
living in
games,
this.
he was the same Ben in the
Stop living in
playoffs
this
that he was in the regular
fantasy
season.
world y'all keep living in. Like Ben Simmons is going to change. He's not going to change. Ben's not going to change.
Right, but if he hits, like I said, if he hit, I don't think he is either. But I'm saying what I think the flaw in his game to me is not him only averaging 14, 7, and 7. The flaw in his game is not hitting free throws and not being dependable down the stretch.
So why do you want that back?
I'm not saying unnecessary do. I told you I think that we need to change it because I don't think that he'll come back and be that.
So why do you think we can win with that?
I think we identified the flaws in Ben's game, but the flaws in the team falls on not having people who can hit shots at the end of games.
We need a point guard too. That's a
well, wait a minute. Well, guess what? Well, wait a minute. When Ben was playing that type of point guard and playing with the aggression, it looked like Curry was hitting a whole lot of shots all throughout the game. It looked like a lot of other dudes was hitting shots. When Ben, remember we was talking about how Ben was getting these dudes open looks. Remember we was talking about that because when he was playing aggressive, I'm talking about Tim.
Danny ain't go 0 for 10 with Ben Simmons too.
Danny got hurt that series that we lost.
No, I'm talking about during the year. During the year when Ben, remember the dude was clowning Danny. Danny was like, I got 3 rings. Wasn't he like 0 for 10, 0 for 12?
You talking about one game?
That was a game.
You talking about one game?
Okay, all right. And this is
well. I mean, technically, if you want to use Danny,
you just brought him up.
Okay, you just brought Danny up. So if you want to say Danny,
hold on. Who just brought Danny up?
I just said he was getting Steph in them open shots, right? Didn't I say Steph was getting? I thought you said. I said Ben was. I said Ben was getting Steph in them open shots, and Steph was hitting shots, right? Danny didn't play in the Atlanta series. Nope. But guess what? If we want to say, guess what? Danny ain't been the same since Ben ain't been here.
That's true.
Danny just had a good game last game. You want to pull the stats up?
Go ahead, pull the stats up for the season. He had one good game and how many bad ones?
Yeah, on the blowout, you count on the blowout game. He had a good game when there was no.
So win, you kill him over win, but you don't kill him over loss, right?
I'm just saying as an overall pitcher. I'm telling as an overall pitcher, he hasn't played the same. Well, he wasn't in there when Ben was in there in the Atlanta series. But all I'm saying is, I think that as a team, they can operate. But I don't trust Ben down the stretch though. So the point is mute. I just don't trust him down the stretch.
Danny was 4 for 8, 12 points. The OKC game, Danny was 4 for 6, 11 points. Brooklyn game, he was 2 for 6, 6 points. And the first game he went against New Orleans, he was 0 for 1. And Tim wanted him to shoot more.
And he was 0 for 1 tonight. 0 for nothing. He was 0 for 4 tonight.
I don't think he should be a starter for. I don't think he should be starting for us right now.
So he really had one bad game. To be honest with you.
He had 2 bad games, right?
One bad game so far.
What was
he had 2 offers. He had 2 offers, right? 2 offers, right?
It's the only bad game.
And what was his first game? 0 for what? 1?
1.
So he wasn't shooting. He's supposed to be the shooter. He wasn't shooting.
He won.
But he wasn't shooting. So he had a good game?
Okay, so the next game, he had 12 points, 4 for 8. He had the same amount of points as Joel Embiid.
Oh, Embiid stunk.
OKC game, he had 11. He was 4 for 6.
And guess what? You know what? And Danny hit his shots early, but then when we needed that, when he had the open 3, remember the air balls he shot? You was talking about in the last pod? Remember the air balls Danny shot? So, but he had a good game that game.
What game? What game are you talking about?
The Knicks game when he shot the air balls when we was trying to make a run back and he shot the air balls.
He thought he could hit him.
Well, I mean, like I said,
Danny, I blame B for that game.
Oh, I do too. But all I'm saying is I don't think Ben is going to change. I don't think he's going to change. I don't think, and that's the part that irritates me the most about him and why I said I'm done with him. Because how do you not at least try to shoot free throws? All I need him to do is shoot freaking free throws. Shoot free throws at a nice even clip. That's all you got to do. I don't need you practice. I don't want to see you with the shooting drills that you showing all that you shooting all these jump shots against in the YMCA against these dudes. Just shoot free throws. That's all I want you to do. Practice foul shots. Practice foul shots and get it up to about 70%. That's all. But he won't do it. So this is who he's going to be, and this is why I would rather have a John Wall.
I'm not taking. You don't you don't make that decision just because you don't want Ben. You still find a good trade. If you want to trade Ben, you got to find a good trade.
Hold on. He might be worse than the Wizards are 4-1.
Because
it's 5 game, bro. We just said you got to wait like 10.
They got Dinwiddie, who's a good point guard. You got a point guard who can hit open shots. That's what we're missing from this team.
Yeah,
It could flip flop. But we'll see.
I mean, who knows? The flip might switch for Maxey, or Shake might come in and all of a sudden Shake turn into the Shake when Ben was out and Shake was playing point guard. I think eventually they're gonna mess around and put Shake at the point. Start.
They might.
I actually kind of like Maxey off the bench as that spark right now. Anyway,
I know Shake got a little heart and he's not scared to say something to Joel Embiid. We all seen that.
Oh, Shake. Oh, you remember? Oh yeah, because Joel got jealous because Shake was getting off in the game, and then he was getting off. He's still in his shine.
That's what happened. Who told you that?
Speculation. That's what I'm speculating.
Okay, you say it like it's
I tell you that.
Tawana told me. No,
hey, Phil W. I wouldn't be mad at having Sexton. I think Sexton is the floor general. I wouldn't be mad at that. I would not be mad at that.
And
any of the Cook was Sixers. Any of the Cook was Sixers.
What did Corky do?
I don't know. What did he do?
He gave us 7 points, 2 or 3 field goals.
Yeah, I mean, he played his role off the bench.
Yeah. I mean,
Maxey had decent offensive. I mean, Maxey had 16, 6, and 6, but he don't have the defense, and he has the same issue, not the same issue as Ben, but like we said, Maxey can't, for whatever reason, and I think that y'all, in the comments and everything, everybody touched on it, whereas though because he's young, he can't command that respect from them yet. Maxey had a decent game, 16, 6, and 6. Let Maxey be the floor. Yeah, I mean, he didn't have a defensive type game Ben Simmons had, but offensively he did.
He makes that up for the threes he hit that Ben would never shoot.
How? It's still the same amount of points. My only thing about
it makes it easier for everybody else on offense.
How much easier did it make when they still came back on us?
Easier because when you go to the hole and you got to dunk and you pass it to somebody like Thibault, and then he goes up, he gets fouled, he makes one shot, and somebody else comes down to hit a three. That's a swing.
Well, I mean, I could argue that Ben Simmons is draw more fouls because he attacked the basket.
I kind of agree with Matisse. Got to stop fouling. He's got to stop fouling.
Yes, what is wrong with him?
But now, if Maxey can control the game and play the same way he's playing during the regular down the stretch, I'm all in for Maxey. I just need him to be that floor general. I don't even need him to be the closer, the ice shots and everything else. I just need him to command the floor. That's what I need from my point guard.
Man, Washington might be real. Is Washington real, or are they food stand?
We gonna find out, but they doing their thing.
What next time? Who do we play next?
We played Chicago next, I think.
Ooh, that's Saturday. No, we play
Atlanta.
We play Atlanta. This is a remix. This is a I said remix.
Okay. Well, they got Davis, Caldwell, Pope, Kuzma. Okay. They got a couple of dudes
they got a decent squad
that know how to win. So we'll see.
And they got Bradley.
So coming up, we got a nice little stretch. We got Atlanta, Portland, Chicago, Detroit again, and Chicago, and the Knicks, Milwaukee. We got a nice tough schedule coming up.
That might force us to make a trade. So either we gonna win or that's gonna force us to have to make some moves.
Because Atlanta, Portland, and Chicago is not gonna be easy wins. That's gonna test us. Then you're gonna see what we about in the next 3 games.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, so that wraps it up. Y'all got any final thoughts before we get out of here? All right, so I guess I'm gonna finish watching this game Thursday night. Who y'all got?
Oh, you know who I got? I got the team that you and him don't have.
Oh,
Packers look like
yeah.
they about to win. Packers about to win now.
They was
Who?
up
Who?
10, they was up 10-7
Yeah, I know. Man, Ephraim took the Packers. Y'all took
Yeah, 17-7.
Cardinals.
It's 17-7 now.
Yep.
Jeez. All right, I'm switching my picks. So Thursday, so again, we got just real quick about talk a little Eagles. We play Detroit. So y'all think we're gonna lose to the Detroit? I'm about to say Pistons.
Do it even matter?
I want to see what we do. Did y'all hear Nick Sirianni talking about the plant and everything, and they like a plant that's coming out the ground right now, and you can't see the fertilizer. I don't know.
They are the fertilizer. What do you mean you can't see the fertilizer? They are the fertilizer.
Yo, they've been clowning him all day long. It's been kind of
Ethan tap out talking about the Eagles.
I know.
Well, we'll see. Y'all boy, young Jalen should put up some numbers, right?
Hopefully he come in and ball out.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll see y'all after the game on Saturday, and then we'll catch y'all after the game on Sunday. So thanks for listening. Thanks for checking us out. Don't forget to hit that notification button so you can be notified whenever we are on live. So again, thanks for listening. This is the Uncensored Philly Sports Podcast.